Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Minibytes. I'm your friend Amudhan Shaktivel. I think this is the part 3 of the extent reports. We have already done with the integration and everything, but we have small tweaking that needs to be done. We will do that in this particular section. And first, we'll try to create a dynamic reports. Suppose in the previous case, we our reports that we generate it will have the name as index.html. Whenever you run a new test, it will override the old reports. So it is one of the good approach because you are not clogging your reporting folder. But still, if you want to have a dynamic reports which has its own timestamp and other stuff for some future references, maybe we will do that in this particular section. Then you'll also have the important purpose of creating a report is to have a screenshot for your failure or pass or failed steps. So we'll do that, how we can do that using a how we can append the screenshot as a base 64 string to the extend report. And we'll also have the control from our property file. Suppose the user, the manual tester or the product owner who is running the test can decide whether he wants screenshot for the past steps, whether he wants screenshot for the failed and skipped test. Okay, we need to give the control to them because we never know how they want. Okay, sometimes they were not interested in past steps, so at the time they just want screenshot only for the failed and skip. Okay, sometimes they even want for the past steps. Okay, so if I hard code directly in my code, okay, they cannot come to the code and then change all the stuff. So we will give the control to them to operate from the property file. At the last, we will do some more little optimization in the class files. We'll speak about encapsulation, and we'll do some tweaking. Okay, we'll see about that. And without wasting much time, I like to get into the video. So this is the logger file that we have developed so far. The first task that we have is to create a new a property here in our property file. Suppose if you notice, I have created a new parameter. It's override reports. If I turn this on, okay, if someone is telling yes, okay, I'm just giving the command. There are two options, either yes or no. You can choose between both of these. If yes, uh, the the report will have name as, okay, uh, current time plus index.html. So I'm just giving them how it looks. If no, okay, what will happen? If no, then report will have name as index.html. Okay, so we are giving them what will happen if they choose yes or no. Again, whether they choose capital letter yes or no or small, so we can give them something like option like yes or no. Anyway, we will do the equals ignore case in our test so that it won't be a big issue. And then the last thing that we want from them is past step screenshot. Again, the option available is yes or no. Again, this is more meaningful, so I don't have to explain. Even if you want to explain, you can explain that. So what I'm telling, a pass step screenshot. Okay, if they choose yes, they will get their screenshot for all the past steps. Same way, again, copy it and then paste it here. This is a failed step. Okay, here also failed steps. Again, guys, if you find my video a little slow, you can change the playback setting to 1.5 or 2 so that you don't feel any slowness. Okay, now we are giving the option to the control to manual testers or product owner who are running the test. For now, I'm choosing all as yes. Again, we'll leave them what they want to choose. Okay, so good. Now we have implemented this. Now we want to use this in the code. Again, to use this, okay, if I have to call it from your pages, okay, suppose in the base page I want to call it. So what I have to do, there is a enum that we have created for the property file. So if you're new here without checking my previous videos, you might have to have a look at it. Okay, so first I have option called override reports. Then second one, I have paused step screenshots. Okay, I need to have a equivalent enum for all the parameters that I added there. This is what we understood, right? Otherwise, the users can make a spelling mistake and then it can cause a lot of runtime issues. Okay, failed step screenshot. and at last skipped steps screenshot. Okay, good. Now we have created these three enums. Okay, and sorry, four enums, and then we'll try to use them. Okay, now let's get back to the extend report here. Here now, if you see, we are hard coding the value. Okay, but if you are hard coding the value, I always told, this is not a better place to keep this. So we'll go to the framework constant, and we'll, again, I'm not giving the control where the report is going to get generated to the user, because if you want to give the control, you can give, but I prefer not to give this control because I want to store it in a particular folder in my desire. Okay, so I'm not giving the control to external users. Here I'm telling extend report path. Okay, and I don't want to use full reports. Maybe I'll use like this. So in the current directory, okay, what I want to do, I want to create a folder called extend reports, and inside that I want to create index.html. Again, there is a problem here. Okay, what is the problem? We never know whether this is the right approach, whether naming it as extend reports is the right approach. We know index.html is the default name that people will go, but extend reports, can we name it like this? So what I did, I just checked how the test engine developers used it. So they are just naming it as test-output. So we will also follow the same practice what they are following. Okay, so if we don't know what is the best practice, we can learn from Java or TestNG or other developers how they have implemented their code. So they have named it as test-output. So definitely I cannot name it as test-output. So what I am going to do, I can slightly rename it to cater my needs. Extend hyphen test hyphen output. Again, guys, this is not mandatory. You can have your own folder name, but I just trying to follow what they have followed. Okay, again, if you notice, we are hard coding with the index.html. I don't want to hard code, because if I hard code, I cannot, I have to create one more thing for overriding reports. If I want to produce the report dynamically, I need to again do something. So what I can do in this case? Okay, so okay, anyways, first let me create a getter for this. Okay, source generate getters, and is extend report path. Good. Again, people are asking why you are creating a private variable and then creating getters. Instead, you can directly give the public access. Okay, you can directly give the public access and then use it in your code. This is what people are asking. See, if I can use it in the code like this. Okay, if I want to use it in the code, I can go here, and instead of this, I can directly give framework constants. Okay, dots, directly I can give the variable name. But in this case, I cannot get the better control over this variable. Okay, suppose, consider in our case, I have to return a different path when people are selecting override report is yes. When the override report is yes, I want to return them a different path. When it is no, I want to return them a different path. Then how can I do that? With the help of variable, if you are using directly variable, you will not get the control over it. Okay, again, you can add like this. Okay, if property utils dot equals ignore case of yes, all these things you can do. But again, you are clogging your uh, extend report code, which actually needs uh, which actually clogging your code, right? So treat this as a client. Okay, treat this guy as a client or vendor A. Okay, this guy just asking, hey, framework constants, I want to generate a path, please give me the path. Okay, if this extend report path is hard coded, okay, I have to write all the logic here. This is not a good approach, right? Imagine you are a vendor A, you are calling vendor B and asking them the path. Vendor B is telling, okay, I don't know exactly, so what I will do, okay, I will give the path till extend output. Okay, I can give the path until here. You write your own logic and create it. That's not a better thing, right? Because somebody is asking you for help, you need to help them properly. You should not tell them, okay, do all these things. Again, if I do if conditions here, it might clog my code. This is not good approach. Okay, even if I want to change, this is not does not give a better control to my code. That's why, okay, we are going to do something else. Okay, so that's the reason we have created a method now. Okay, here I can apply the condition. If property utils, okay, dot get, okay, here it is asking me for the enum, right? So what is the enum? So I config properties dot, we have created a new enum, that is override reports. If this is yes, okay, this is a string, right? So what equals ignore case, if this is yes, then okay, I want to return something else. Okay, I want to return the path extend report path plus, okay, whatever the path they have mentioned, I want to create a so maybe I can create like this. Inside this I want to create current time in milliseconds. Okay, I think it's in system class term dot current time in millis. Okay, now I have created a folder which tells the in the milliseconds, and then I'm adding index.html at the end. So this is the power of uh, using a getter method. Okay, so instead of directly calling this, that's why we use private variable and getter method. Okay, so now here also you don't have to use this. Instead you can use get extend report path. Okay, this framework constants will do all the operation to, and guys, it's just asking me to throw an exception. That's okay, absolutely fine. Okay, now this can handle all these things. Otherwise you if this is the case, okay, you are returning that, or else, okay, you can return this. Okay, I can return this whole thing just without this particular thing. Okay, I don't want to create a dynamic report. Apart from that, I want to do everything else. Okay, this is how it is. And you can add an underscore here if you want. It's up to you, but I prefer like this. Let's see how it is returning, and then we'll see. Otherwise return, that's okay, or you can return a empty string, that's more better. Okay, remove, it's not even, okay, that's fine, good. So this is how we can create our getter method and give the control to the client, to the server. Okay, so the client, the external report doesn't have to do a lot of if conditions, other stuff. We will throw the exception, that's absolutely fine. um, yeah, we are done with the first task, right? Now we have to do the second task, that is extend logger. We'll go to the extend logger. Here we create some overloader method. Okay, public static void pass. This time it's going to accept string message. Again guys, please give proper name. Okay, don't give a. Okay, even if you give a, it will work. I have seen people using boolean and values b. Okay, and then they are writing conditions here. Okay, the problem with this approach, okay, if you give a variable name of your choice, then if I try to use it in my orange HRM page, okay, extend logger dot pass. Okay, see, this is asking for string a boolean b. What I can understand with string a and boolean b, what does it mean for that? So we cannot actually understand what this method going to do, why he has an additional method. So we need to name it properly. That's the reason I'm telling, we need to follow the convention what other developers are using. Okay, good. Now we understood that we need to give a meaningful name. That's why we are giving message, and here I'm giving an option is screenshot needed, something like this. Okay, now if someone else goes here and try to call this, okay, extend logger dot, now if you notice this, they can understand they need to pass a message that they want to log, and here they can understand it's a boolean, whether they are checking whether you want a screenshot or not. If you pass true, okay, they may give you the screenshot. Otherwise they will not give you the screenshot. So it is more meaningful now. Okay, that's the power of giving a proper name to your variables. Now in the extend post class, I can write some conditions. Okay, if, okay, the property, first I want to check whether the user wants the screenshot for the past test. Okay, property utils dot get uh, config properties. I need to pass the enum there. So what is the thing for the past screenshot? If this is, okay, dot equals ignore case. Okay, if this is yes, okay, as well as I'm writing in new line so that it will be much clean. So yeah, if this and is screenshot needed, both are true. If both are true, I need to call this. Okay, again it will throw some exception. That's okay for now. We are just, and if both are true, I want to do extend manager get extend test dot pass, and they have this load or method, right? We can give whatever the message they are passing, we are passing that message. And I also need to write a code to take the screenshot. So media entity builder, okay, dot, there is screen capture from base 64 string, right? You can use this. Okay, so we are not going to create a file and then move the file to a new location. We are not going to do that. We're going to take a simple base 64 string as a screenshot, and then we're going to directly append it in the report. Again guys, if you're not understanding this, please, I will leave the link in the description to my extend report playlist. Please watch that. Okay, so now I need to pass a base 64 string. Okay, so how to take the screenshot? Okay, maybe I'll create a small method here. So public, it will return a string. So get base 64 image maybe. And if someone is running this, what I can do, take screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna wrap cast them like this. Okay, again for me driver is driver manager dot get driver. Okay, dot get screenshot as output type dot base 64. So this is a file format that they want to use. So it will directly take me the screenshot in the form of base 64. Okay, good. So now after taking this, I just want to return this. I don't want to do anything else. Return whatever the string that you have created, just return it. So I'm going to call this guy screenshot get base 64 image. Okay, that's all good. And then at the end, I just need to add one more line. Maybe I'll wrap this in new line. After doing this, just add dot, okay, dot build. There is a build command that you need to add. Like in action class, we need to tell build and perform to done, to actually execute the commands, right? The same way we need to use like this. Okay, so it is also asking something. Okay, I'll change it to static. That's all good. Now everything looks fine. So this is for past. Okay, now I want to do the same thing for fail and skip. This is fail. Someone is telling fail. I need to get the failed step screenshot the same way. I'm gonna get the skipped test screenshot. Even though this look complicated, this is very easy, guys. Actually, we are developing a very clean, uh, you know, uh, code so that we can use it for any other thing. Suppose the Selenium framework, for Selenium framework, we have developed this extend report, right? The same thing you can use for APM or your Rust assured or other Java bindings, whatever you are using. Okay, good. So now we have done with all these things. First, okay, everything is fine, but the only thing is I need to mark it as a fail. I need to mark it as a skip. Okay, they are calling this, that's fine. But if they are not, if they are passing false, see, we have covered if they are sending true, okay, then we are handling this fine. But what if they are, sending false? You cannot tell if they, instead of sending false, they need to send here, they need to call this method. No, that's not a good idea. So what you need to do, we need to handle this in a else condition. Else, I'm just simply calling the pass method, okay, and then passing the message, whatever I have. I'm just Okay, I'm just delegating the same thing. Whatever the task as a test lead I'm getting, I'm just delegating to my one of my reportee. So that's what I do, right? That's what people do. So we are doing the same thing here. Okay, this guy I'm gonna call fail. Same way here again. Else I'm gonna call skip and pass the message. Now, depending upon what you choose in the config parameters, okay, everything gets updated. I don't know whether it will work fine or not. We need to check it out. Okay, just one final check. Okay, we added this. Okay, hopefully I don't make any spelling mistake. Extend report is all good. Okay, I'm calling this particular guy extend logger. Seems good. Okay, this is fine. Framework constants. Okay, your property utils. Yes, I want to send this. Else I want to send this. Okay, Good. Let's see what's happening. I don't know what will happen. Okay, let's see. Now it's showing some error here. Okay, maybe I need to throw some exception. That's fine. We handle exception in a better way, guys. Not this. Okay, we just wait for some time. We'll handle exception in a much better way. Okay, let me close this. Let's try to run the test. Hopefully it should work fine. Let's see. Again, guys, please tell about this channel to your friends if you really like the content of this. Okay, so it will really helpful for me. Okay, now the test got launched. Everything is working fine. Okay, see, I do receive a lot of good feedbacks from you people. Thanks a lot for your suggestion. Okay, so I sincerely appreciate that. So if you know all the things are good, but we are not getting any screenshot because we actually didn't call that method in our code. Okay, now let's go to the Orange HRM page. Okay, send keys here. You just need to, instead of calling this and at the end, not only this, I also want to tell true. Okay, then everything will be fine. Okay, let me handle this exception here itself, otherwise it'll try to clog my methods. Okay, so surround with try catch block. For now we will handle this in a better way, guys, believe me. Now I'm passing through. I'm also surrounding this with try clutch. Okay, that's fine. Now let's try to run the test. I hope we'll get a screenshot for all the pass, fail, and script. At least for the pass now, because both our tests got getting passed. So maybe I'll fail deliberately the next time. Okay. If notice, I have two Chrome browsers open. Okay, I think it's all good, but there is some errors it throwed. What is telling? Passed step screenshot is not found. Okay, maybe okay, but it should have worked. Maybe I would have done some spelling mistake, guys. Let me copy it here and let me go to the config.properties. Okay, paused step. Okay, I don't know what I have done. Step screenshot here, steps to screenshot. Okay, there is a mistake. Okay, so maybe I'll update the enum file instead of this. Okay, let me go to the enum file. Where it is. Okay, and I'll update there. Paused steps screenshot. Okay, others are already there. Skip the steps screenshot. Okay, good. And here also I need to change this to paused steps screenshot. Okay, good. Let's try to see whether it is working fine or not this time. I know when we are working with a lot of strings, there is a possibility that we can make the spelling typo errors. That's why we used enums. Even then, still having some issues. Okay, still throwing some error. Property name for step screenshots. It's not found. Please check the capabilities. Okay, just a minute. I think there is a problem with the s at the end. So I have done a comparison now. So I have checked all these things for the typo. I don't want to make typo anymore. So I just compared manually and then I fixed all the issues. Okay, and yeah, I think apart from that, everything looks fine so far. But one thing that I overlooked is something here. Okay, we are actually trying to open a report after a text execution, but it is still pointing to the older report that we used. So it has to point to the new one. Okay, so let's say this point to the new one. Okay, and it will throw some exception. That's okay. Okay, everything looks fine. Okay, then maybe I need to handle that as well. Okay, or I can just use add catch clause. Okay, exception block, that's fine. Okay, we will handle exception in a better way, but we'll try to run the test and then check whether everything is working fine. Okay, it has to automatically open the reports. Okay, let's see. There is a problem here. I will explain you what is the problem. But for now, first let's check whether everything is working fine. In terms of test, yes, I made one test to pass and one test to fail by giving invalid credentials. So I just want to see how this works. So just change the username to admin123 so that it can fail. And it showed some error. If you notice, it's trying to fetch my extend reports in the extend text output, and this is the extend the report file name. Okay, let's refresh the folder and check why it is not there. Okay, refresh. Okay, there is some report, but this is not matching with the number is here. Okay, so there is some issues. First, let's understand whether it is having all the screenshot and other stuff. Good. Test card passed, a test card failed. Even if we go here, I have one test pass, one test failed, everything looks fine. I have the base 64 image. Okay, that's also good for the passed and failed tests. Okay, that's all good. This is all working fine, but there is a problem. It didn't open the report properly. Okay, if you go here and understand, whenever we are calling this framework constants.get extend report path, what it will do, it will go and generate the dynamic reports every time. So it will go and report the dynamic reports every time. So the first time we called, it created a folder in with this particular name. While opening the report, again it went here, and then it again created a new report path, and then it's searching for that. That's wrong. So only the first time I want to do that, second time I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm making it as extend report folder path. Okay, and I'll also create one more. This is extend report file path. We are interested in only the file path. For now, I'll keep it as empty. Okay. Okay, guys, I think it is a little confusing. What we can do, we can take a step back. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, and then understand what we want to do. Let me go to the config.properties. If someone is choosing yes, okay, then they are okay with creating the report like this. Okay, with the same index.html. Okay, I think even here we are confused. So if no, then report will be with the dynamic timestamp. If they are okay to override the reports, then report will be having index.html as the name. Okay, now we are clear. Now let's go here and then achieve what we are trying to achieve. Okay, so since this is not a final, maybe I need to use a proper extend report file path. Okay, that is a folder path, this is file path. Okay, good. Now what I can do, I can again create a getter method for this, generate getters and setters, and I don't want the setter here. I remove this, only the getter is enough. Now we have this get report file path, the extend report file path, right? So first condition, if okay, extend report file path dot, again guys, you can do equal to like this, you can do a comparison like this. Okay, but I don't do that. So what I can do, dot is empty. There is a method called is empty. Okay, which will help me to check whether that is an empty string. If it is empty, okay, I want to create a new report now. Okay, so what I can do, I can create another method, private static string create report path. Okay, this method will take care of everything. Okay, it will do all the things, and then it will return me the report path. Here I can add all the logic what I want to add. If property utils dot get config properties, okay, dot override reports. If this is equals, ignore case to no. If it is no, then I want to create a dynamic report, right? So what I can do, I can return extend report folder path plus, again I don't want to add this here, maybe I'll add it here. Okay, plus system dot current time in millis. Okay, this will produce a new folder with the current timestamp, and then inside that I want to do index.html. Okay, index.html. This is good. Now what else? Again, this will throw some exception, it seems. Okay, that's fine. If it is not matching, okay, then I'm okay to override, and then I can just pass this. Okay, so return extend report folder path, what are the path that I already have, plus index.html. I'm okay to override the existing report. That's what they want, right? So this will give me the extent report file path. So I'm assigning whatever the string that I'm getting, create report path to this. Again, maybe I have to throw the exception. That's okay. Now all set. I think just a final check. If it is equal to no, I'm creating new reports. If it is yes, okay, I'm okay to override. So I'm giving them back the index.html. So okay, extend report file path is okay. If it is empty only, it will call. That's also fine. So otherwise, it will directly return. If it is not empty, it will return whatever that we have created before. So everything looks fine for me. Maybe I'll just change the method name here. So get extend report file path. Always make sure that you don't expose your this create report path, because this is only internal to this. So we are using this logic. Again, you can wrap this logic inside this. That's absolutely fine. But I'm created a method so that it will be easy for me to understand. Okay. So whenever you face some problem like this, take a step back and then try to solve step by step. So I normally do that. I'll advise you the same. So good. Now I think all set. Let's try to run the test and check whether we are okay. Maybe I want the dynamic reports, right? So I need to choose no here so that I will get dynamic reports. Let's just check. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's wait for some time. Again, guys, we may face all these kind of issues, but at the end, we are creating a robust framework. Okay, this is just a one-time effort. Once you do this, you don't have to do often. Again, one test got failed because of invalid credentials. That's absolutely fine. Okay, it should fail. So I just want the report to be opened. That's what I want. Okay, now if you notice, there is a folder, after this test output with the current time list time. Okay, so index.html at the end. So I was also getting the screenshot. Everything looks fine for me. Okay, now we also have to check whether if I, give override reports as yes, it has to, create it. Now external report folder, inside that it has index.html. If you again run the test, it will create another folder so that it won't mutate the old folder. Okay, but if you choose yes, it will create it in the index.html in the extent -test output. Okay, that's what it is. Again, if you don't want the screenshot for your past steps, you can just choose no. Only for failed and skip, you want that. So now how easily we are handling everything. Okay, so this is what, even though we do little amount of work inside, but as a framework, it is, we are giving a lot of capabilities for the end user to operate and change. Okay, this is what we want. Now I don't want the screenshot for the past steps, so hopefully only one screenshot I should see, because only one step will fail among the two test cases. Let's see. It should actually open the reports for me. And if you notice, it has directly created an index.html. Okay, so good. Now we have a failed step screenshot, but it seems it didn't capture the screenshot here. Okay, I think there is again some problem. We need to go and rectify this. Okay, extend logger. If there is a failed step, there is a failed step. Yes, we are calling this base64 image dot build. Okay, everything looks fine for me. Okay, maybe I think, oh, we need to call it whenever a test getting failed. Okay, nobody going to call this. Okay, we need to call it from our listener class, because see, in our listener class, whenever there is a failure, we have kept a placeholder if you remain. Okay, so we need to call this extend logger dot fail, and you can pass the message. This is the message that I want to pass. I don't want to pass anything else. Okay, I just marking that just the test failed, and I want definitely the screenshot. Okay, so it's okay. I can even remove this. I don't need this. Now let's save it and again run this. And these are things that we can slowly improvise, but yeah. Okay, you can remove all these things. Now the test is again getting launched. This time it will override the existing report, that is index.html. So again the test got failed. But this time I'm expecting the reports to have the screenshot for the failure. Okay, I think login button is clicked. After that, it didn't do properly. Okay, okay. I think index.html. I need to reload the file. Is that okay? Let me go to my workspace and then check. Refresh it again. There is some file. Everything is getting passed. Login button is clicked. Okay, there is some problem. Okay, let's see again. Extend report dot failure is failed. It has to mark it as failed. Okay, go here. Is yes, and this is also yes. It has to take a screenshot. So it's completely wait. Again, guys, I have made a spelling mistake here, so I have to add yes here. Okay, once I added this yes, and when I also added the call to my failed, this extend logger dot fail, I think everything is working fine now. Let's run and check one final time. Okay, should work fine. Again, the test got launched. This time it should only take screenshot for the failed steps. Again, it's okay to get failed and then fix it. We are learning something new. It's okay. After all, we are all humans, right? We tend to make mistakes. It's good that we accept and rectify them. Okay, now everything looks fine. Should reproduce the report. Yes, now this time it marked the fail and it also have the screenshot with the invalid credentials. I think we have covered a good amount of topic for today. I think I will see you in another good video. Thanks all for listening to me. Again, guys, if you're new here, please do subscribe. Thank you. Thanks a lot.